Okay, so what I was doing was I was coming in on these stones um, to try to let people look in at the imagery that's in our system. I just went on a big fucking rant and I ran over on that last video, 40 minutes over. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing you in on just some stones that are at the local park. I can do this anywhere. I can go anywhere and do this. It's not a magic trick. You can do this as well. Anybody can do this, just like the clouds, the moon, the veil that I've been telling you about. I'm learning about the heavy metals. I'm learning about the heavy metals that are in our system, that make up our system, and how they're being used. I'm making mention of certain things in our past history, real and fake. The Grand Canyon I mentioned in the last video. The Grand Canyon was obviously a big smelting quarry that people cannot fathom. They just think, wait a minute, we didn't have any equipment like even back then. So how could we? You picture a bulldozer the size of, you know, 6 states. You would get together and build. It'd be too fucking big, right? What? Because it was nothing like that. We had a technology back then that was a banging technology, not like the garbage that we have today, which is where I just left off in that last video. I was talking about that. So you're going to see in this stone, if you haven't already started picking up on it yet, it's full of imagery. This is the second stone I'm doing. The first video was another stone. And I'm going to go right into the lawn after this stone, but I just wanted to stop here at this stone and show you. Now, over in the back here is grass, which also would have imagery in it, but that's where I'm going to bring you next. But this rock here that's showing this imagery here, image within image within image, okay, image within image within image, should be becoming more and more clear to you as I'm pointing this out. Image within image within image within image, okay? The larger images, that the images that are within, will also start becoming apparent. I have not zoomed in yet. I'm just going to stay right about here. I think I went a notch or something, but nothing major, because I'm letting you pick up on this imagery. So if you're catching the large stuff, that's fine. If you're catching the large imagery, that's fine, but I'll bring you on some of the smaller ones. So here you go. You know, again, look for the eyes, the noses, and the mouths. It's usually easier for you to start out when you're identifying the imagery. You'll also notice that the nanocarbon, the 6 triangular shapes that are everywhere, they're going to be transparent to your eyes. They're black and other colors when they go behind certain other heavy metals. I will also mention that, but I'll get my stick out of the way so you can look in on this a little bit. Feline, canine, ape, rodent, human, and beast are the prevalent, obvious imagery that these nanocarbon always create. Sure could use some help there. I'd really love to know where the fuck all the other trillions of species that are on this earth, everything from bugs to birds to fucking fish, sea life, ocean life, where's all that imagery? Where is all that? So what the fuck is the story with that? That I would love to know, but I don't even have time to work on that because there's too many other important things to do. Where I left off in the last video was I was trying to point out these 50-ton to 350-ton stones that we, the white boys, used to cut. This part's theoretical, but when I'm putting together the colors in the sky, I'm putting together the colors in the moon, the veil. I'm putting together the color. In other words, I'm using the coloration of the heavy metals and watching what these certain colored heavy metals do. For example, the ones that handle the lightning, they're always the lighter color heavy metals. The ones that are pushing and pulling, those are the darker heavy metals. The darker heavy metals. Same thing with the nanocarbon. The nanocarbon is transparent, dark when it goes behind certain other heavy metals, when it goes behind white heavy metals. Is it a mixture, a combination? There's a lot of questions that I would like to have answered myself. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to adjust my monitor a little bit. I'm going to pull this over here. I'm going to stop here because it's just image within image within image. Let your eyes adjust. And then, once your eyes adjust, am I on a red filter or green? Okay, I got a yellow filter on there. That should be fine. I could try a green and see what it does. I think I was doing a blue before. Blue filter. No, too dark. Oh, because the other phone, that's why. The other phone was better for that. That does pretty good too, actually. Yeah, but I want people to be able to see this clearly, so let me just do this. When I go in on certain things, I'll probably use the other phone. This phone gets a little too dark, the camera phone. But it's okay. My point is that the imagery is in here. So you'll be able to pick out the imagery if you're not afraid. If you're not afraid to see what your eyes will let you see, then you will see it and you'll start to understand it better. Okay, so image within image within image within image within image. Give your eyes a minute to adjust while I'm pissing and moaning and bitching. I'm only at 6 minutes. I'm going to go right over to the grass in a minute anyway. So, the brothers come in after the white boys fucking cut out these 50-ton to 350-ton stones out of the side of a mountain. Why do we want a precision razor cuts smooth, very smooth? Why? Because it doesn't show this imagery then. It won't show this imagery. That's why the stones were being cut the way they were being cut. That's why they were being cut in such large sizes, because any of the imagery that was in there would have been on the inside of the stone. We did not want to see this imagery. Feline, canine, ape, rodent, human, and beast. Well, I'm human, and I'm on the list of the imagery that's going there. So why would I not want to see the imagery of the... I don't know. Again, there's certain things that I'm trying to figure out. I'm working on it. I'm fucking working on it. It's only been 6 months that I found all this, so I'm doing pretty good so far. I would really love some help. I really wish I could find some people that would help me out on all this, because this would go together so much quicker. And who gives a fuck what the zombies say? The zombies are going to tell us that we're fucking nuts and we're crazy. There's the grass, so just so you see, I'm stopping here on the stone. I'm on the rock. All right? Who gives a shit, man? They're all fucking zombies. So don't worry about what anybody else says. Whatever if you're poor, if you feel that you're stupid, if you feel like you're an ignoramus and you cannot figure any of this out and it's too far beyond your intelligence level, you're the people that I'm looking for, because that's totally opposite of the truth. There's no such thing. If you're able to see it with your eyes, then come and talk to me. I'll put you to fucking work on this stuff and you'll see it for yourself. You'll figure it all out. That's why I'm creating these videos. I want people to go out and see that they can see everything for themselves. They don't have to go to fucking television. They don't have to go to the books. They don't have to go to school. They don't have to do none of those things. It's all lies. You don't have to go to the internet, YouTube, none of it. They're all full of shit. Everybody's full of shit. So if we just go look for ourselves, we would be so much fucking better off. But nobody ever does. And that's part of the distraction, is to argue and fight with everybody about all these stupid fucking nonsense. You don't have to anymore. You don't have to. Once you're seeing this clearly and you understand it, then that's it. It's game over. It's game over. No more believing in rocket ships going in outer space. Having a complete understanding that the sun, the stars, the moon are just simply holes in the veil, surrounded by other heavy metals that work at different, have different magnetic properties than each other. So therefore, they're going to move at their own speeds and in their own paths. The whole system is going to become more and more clear to you once you realize this, okay? And all the evidence is there in the imagery and the 6 nanocarbon. If you were going to try to argue me, Freemasons are lying to us, and the Freemasons went around the world and they chiseled all these fucking rocks out and cut these lawns to show all this imagery. It must be them, because they're fucking just as big as zombies as everybody else. The Freemasons, if the Freemasons are not worshiping the triangles that I'm telling you about, which they may not be, they might not be. I'm thinking they probably are. But if they're not, then that means they were lied to as well. So they're being told, let's say, that they're worshiping triangles because the pyramids had some secret powers for the electrical grid, the main electrical grid, and all that, blah, blah, blah. And all that shit was, again, totally unnecessary. Sound resonance directs the nanocarbon. So again, another way that we could change everything, even if we cannot get from out of under this veil. If we can't get out from under the veil, big fucking deal. So when we stay under here and we make it the best that we can, we do the best we can with what we have, and we stay under the veil. Because I don't know if we can go outside the veil or not. I'm sure we could get through it, but what I'm saying is if we did break down the veil, because when you see how, once you start learning all this and you start seeing it for yourself, you're going to see how flimsy the situation really is. They should have no problem. They're sending rockets up and supposedly, according to flat earthers, crashing into the dome and all that shit and blowing up. Nah, if we know the system, we can certainly break down the veil if we wanted to. I'm just not sure that these bio bodies that we've turned ourselves into, I'm not sure how good they're going to perform outside the veil. We might have to correct all of our heavy metal makeup in order to attempt that. You know, we'd hate to break the fucking veil down and you know, bump ourselves off and have to start all over again, another 4,000 years of brain damaging, dumbing down, and all that shit. So let me come over here. I'll just stay here for 1 minute, and I'm already at 10 minutes, so stay here for 1 minute, and then I'll jump over to the lawn. Matter of fact, let me just do that now. So what I'm just trying to impress on people, anybody that comes to my videos, is that this is all viewable on your own. You don't need any special special equipment. You're just going to use your eyes. I was sitting in my car when I saw all these images that I'm trying to point out to you. I was just watching them. I laughed to myself. Now, most people might get scared to see this, and when they start seeing it, they're going to be a little bit freaked out and scared. Don't be. This is our system. Believe me, this is the. I don't like saying believe me, but believe in yourself, you know. So yes, you're gonna feel a little bit nervous and scared because it goes against everything you've ever been told. A lot of these images you're gonna think of as evil and dark because they're beasts. That's only our terminology and the words that we have to use for it. But it's just all bullshit. It doesn't. A beast doesn't mean. It's just all the beast is a combination of feline, canine, ape, rodent, and human. So when the imagery gets created as combinations, then that's what you end up with. Still no explanation for all the things that are missing. You know, because all the things that are missing seem more fascinating to me to find out right now at this point for me. So I'm just going to fast forward this a little and let this go past that. I'm going to go to a few different stones because I knew I was going to be coming back to these stones and going in on them like I'm doing here for you. Packed with fucking imagery all over. I see it everywhere. I see it all over in here. Feline, canine, ape, rodent, human, and beast. You're not seeing what you want to see, because if that was the case, you'd see fucking peacocks, you would see giraffes, you would see crabs, roosters, lots of pretty fish. You would be seeing so much shit, and we don't. We don't see any of it. You can pause these. I mean, you can pause it right here and do the same thing I was just doing. You just go zooming in on it and look. But you got rocks in your own fucking yard. You got your own lawn. You got your own trees. You don't have to go anywhere to do this. You don't have to take a rocket ship up in the fucking outer space to go look around. So now I'm just pulling my camera into the field. I've done this many, many times. I've done other videos on it in the past. Never for Mind Matrix Wisdom or Mind Unveiled, as I'm doing right now. So there you go, innocent looking field. You can see the picnic table over in the background. Nothing suspicious, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here, man. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer you to bring you in. So already at this point here, with this filter, I'm just going to leave the yellow filter on it. Now, granted, I can play with contrast, and I could pull in a lot more imagery with the contrast. And you feel free to do that yourself, because if I'm bouncing the camera around and I keep zooming in and out, it's leaving a bad experience for people, and people don't understand what I'm trying to show them. A lawnmower could run over this fucking lawn and change the imagery on you. But not in the moon. The moon's imagery stays the same all the time. Clouds roll by you. I call it rolling by, but clouds are going by you. They're flowing into each other. They're folding into each other on a lot of days. So therefore, the imagery is changing up. Same thing with this imagery that you're seeing here. I mean, you should be able to see all of this imagery. Okay, just let your eyes adjust for a minute. There are thousands of images within this one square. What are all those thousands of images? Go ahead, go look. Go look at them all. I can start pointing them out. I just don't, you know me, I don't like distracting people. Very clear human face right here. very clear rodent face right here, possibly a beast. Go down to the smaller ones, like I always tell you, eyes, noses, mouths of these images always are more imagery, okay? I'm going to pull up here in the dark area in a minute. I'm just giving you down here for a minute. Okay, look for the eyes, the noses, the mouths. Try to grab some of the larger ones. Once you got the larger ones, then go in on the other ones that are within that large one. The smaller ones, then go in on the smaller ones. You get smaller and smaller and smaller as you go down. All right, and as you're looking at this imagery, you're looking for the nanocarbon, the triangles that are everywhere. Look for the fucking triangles that are everywhere, these triangular shapes, I should say. If you see anything that's long, you got to remember two things. Number one, triangles can make any shape they want, circles, squares, anything like that. But the prominent triangular shapes are pretty apparent to me. They're going to be apparent to everybody. It's just obvious. There's not even any denying it anymore. So those triangular shapes, those are what the nanocarbon run in. So does that mean, like this, let's use these two eyes right here, right, as my two triangular shapes, and the mouth maybe of this image right here that I'm outlining right here, just to try to not confuse anybody. You'll say to yourself, okay, well, I don't see anything there with my eyes. Right, because it's transparent. The nanocarbon is transparent. You'll know this by watching the clouds. You'll learn the transparency of the nanocarbon when you're watching the clouds. Same thing I was telling you about the trees. When you're looking at branches all folding, when you're looking at branches all folding over each other, right? And the branches are all folding over like this, and you see these fucking gaps in between, just like our fingers. See the triangles? Same fucking thing, because we're pushed and pulled into place in our mother's wombs. That's how this works, people. The nanocarbon is all around us, pushing and pulling to create the imagery. What imagery is it creating? Feline, canine, ape, rodent, human, and beast, and we're on that list. The explanation that I'm looking for is the same nanocarbon is running this entire system. Why is no appreciation for all of the other creatures and species that we can see here in our reality? Because we can go and pet a fucking zebra. We can go and ride a horse, so we know they exist, right? In our reality, we can touch them, feel them, hear them, see them. We can see. So why does the system not feel proper to go ahead and giving creds to all those things, all the other species? It's mind-boggling to me still. And if you're going to try saying to me that you're seeing what you want to see, myself or you are seeing, no, that's not the case, because you'll find yourself that you're not seeing what you want to see. If I was seeing what I want to see, I'd be seeing a 67 GTO right here, over here in the lawn. I'd be seeing some fucking nice looking broad up here with big titties fucking going like this, maybe giving me a little bit of spread, giving me some show. Over here, I might see, okay, let's just get some animals that I like. Peacocks, where the fuck are the beautiful peacocks? Roses, flowers, bugs. Where are the cockroaches? Where are the beetles? Where they're not here. They're nowhere. They're nowhere in the imagery of this. So that's a good question, and it also gives us something to look for. But it also confirms over and over and over and over and over. It's feline, canine, ape, rodent, human, and beast. Over and over and over. So I'm just going to leave it right here. Oops. And again, I'll just start pointing at a couple of them. All right, so there's a nose of this one right here. That one is, again, an image within a larger one, because there's the eyes, the nose, the mouth of a, looks like ape. It's either ape or human. This one as well looks on the ape side to me. Eye, nose, and mouth. Image within image within image within image within image within image within image, and you can break it down to a small one. I'm trying to duck down to see what I'm giving you for Lord. And the other camera actually is a lot more clear than this one. I think I killed this camera a couple months back when I was trying to charge it while I was doing videos. In other words, I was recording while I was charging it, and it said not to do that, so I might have fucked up some of the camera. So I'll redo this video on the other camera as well if it comes out shitty. But that's already my 20 minutes, and the last video went to 40 minutes, so I'm going to end it here. So, hey, don't you do it. Alright, see you soon. Hopefully you got this. Pause it if you need to, because I got to shut down.